McDaniels of Biz gets a high percentage shot early.
Long three, Paul George off the mark. Long rebound goes to Morris, and he stepped out of bounds. Wow. LaMelo working against Paul George, bounces it to Biz, over to McDaniels. Rozier. Clippers currently the third best record in the Western Conference. Pass too high for Zubac. Clippers have been sloppy. Clippers have been sloppy. Here comes LaMelo. Straight on look.
I gotta take those open shots. He'll get him to fall.
George. Got it over the late contest of Rozier. Sent over to the Clippers in a deal that sent Mike Muscala the other way.
I think the Clippers getting the best end of that deal.
And then some. George zips it over. Morris.
Walked right into that triple.
He had missed his last 10 dating back to Tuesday, but that's all gone now. Leonard had it raked away. Paul George. Man, they can shoot.
Yeah.
Martin and Zeller both contribute immediately. Reggie Jackson over to George. Ball didn't stay in his hands very long. Rebounded by Cody.
George misses on that three. He has a couple here tonight. Zeller averages 9.7 rebounds for Charlotte. Washington back the other way on a quick trigger, and Paul George vacuums in the loose ball. George creating space from the circle, in and out. 2 for 7 here to open up.
Out of those 7 shots, he had 7 really good shots. Okay, only able to knock in 2. You can't go away from it. See Zeller with the miss. I would, again, when Paul George begins to attack the back.
Clippers the lead in the ball, up by 8. Paul George back into the ball game. Grazes the front of the iron. They've got a more than likely chance of setting the NBA record for best free throw percentage. Uh-oh. Just a breath ahead of the Phoenix Suns, 83.4. They did that just last year.
Well, if you have that many guys shooting a high percentage from 3.
Oh, wrong man. Threw it directly to Pat Frazier. Dale, curious, first time Melo was in the game, when he came out, he took off his shoes and added an extra pair of socks.
Really?
So he's now wearing 2 pairs of socks underneath his shoes.
George on that offensive board and put it in the rim.
Stronger than 10 rows of onions. And a reach-in foul on Paul George.
Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers have it. We are tied. Kind of a sloppy game for the Clippers so far. There's 7 to play in this first half. Leonard, the corner 3 is good.
Another miss wide right for Leonard. Rozier. But the Hornets have won the season series against the Pacers. Paul George. Nope. Hornets have done a good job on the glass. PJ hits a streaking McDaniels, blocked away by Zubac. They can go 2 for 1 if they want 2 possessions. They need to put it up on the rim pretty quick. George.
The Pacers, they have the tiebreaker. There is an advantage of being in the 8th seed. You only have to win once to guarantee yourself in that final 8 in the conference. Leonard for 3, and he reps the courts. His second, he has 9.
Leonard and McDaniels share an alma mater. Paul George glances off the left side of the rim. At its largest back in the first half when it was 6. George. Uh-oh. George.
Man,
he's made back-to-back threes either side of the course. Paul George along 2. Late 80s basketball. Dangerous pass. Paul George, 87% as a free thrower. 1 out of 2 for Paul George.
He's in the Blake Griffin trade, right?
Oh, man.
Look at that.
Back-to-back home runs hit by Reggie Jackson. Rondo. Hornets a day off tomorrow, then back-to-back games over the weekend, both on the road. Knicks and Wizards. George, the deflection and steal.
It's the highest I've seen Batum get up in quite some time.
All right, the Hornets keep possession. Haven't seen DeMarcus Cousins here in the second half for LA. He played in that first half and got 3 quick fouls. The Clippers aren't hurting for weapons. We also haven't seen Luke Kennard. Paul George a 3. Paul George, but he's been very quiet this evening. Batum. Nick Batum. 6 minutes and 48 seconds of game time since they last put the ball through the cup. Have just 2 free throws to show here in our fourth quarter. Clippers have not used Kawhi Leonard here in this fourth quarter.